In the dense jungles of Borneo, what the night watchmen fear most is not the roar of wild beasts, nor the hiss of venomous snakes, but the sudden appearance of a bluish-green flame in the dark. Unlike a torch, its glow is never steady. It drifts and wavers, sometimes near, sometimes far, as if carried by an invisible hand, wandering among the trees. Some say it is nothing but swamp gas igniting. Yet those who have truly seen it know the flame has no warmth, and instead chills the spine. It often appears soundlessly at the end of a narrow path, luring weary travelers to follow. But when you dare to draw near, you will realize the forest has grown unnaturally still. The insects fall silent, the wind ceases, and only the heavy thud of your heartbeat echoes in your ears. The night watchmen whisper among themselves. Whoever follows that bluish-green flame rarely lives to see the dawn, for that light is often not of man. That night, the jungle around them was unnaturally dark, with only the broken chirps of insects, as if whispering a warning. When he looked up, he suddenly saw a light flicker in the distance. It glowed bluish-green, swaying faintly, as though someone were holding a torch. Yet there was no smoke, no warmth. Through the branches, the glow shimmered, standing out sharply against the pitch black, like a cold, unblinking eye watching them. Relief washed over him. He thought it was just a companion returning late, and instinctively lowered his voice to call out. But the sound, once released, rang far too harsh in the still night, as if swallowed whole by the unseen forest. His companions hesitated, raising their lamps, glancing uneasily at one another. The strange light ahead swayed once more, like an answer, or a law. Without a second thought, he urged the others to follow. None of them noticed that the bluish-green flame cast no shadow, and carried not the faintest trace of human breath. The firelight ahead flickered in and out of sight, as if someone were holding a torch in the distance. Yet it floated weightlessly, without root. Each time they drew close, it drifted a few steps farther, as though deliberately leading the way. Dry leaves crackled sharply beneath their feet, the sound unnervingly loud in the eerie silence. The wind swept through the treetops, carrying what seemed like whispers, so faint it was impossible to tell whether it was truly the wind, or something else. Someone muttered under their breath, "We're almost there." But in the next instant, the light wavered again, drifting deeper into the forest. Without realizing it, they all followed, as though pulled into an invisible snare. Gradually, the trees thinned, and the night wind turned hollow and biting. A tightness gripped their chests, and then the ground simply ended beneath their feet. Before them yawned a cliff. The bluish flame hovered at its edge, floating silently, illuminating the gaping abyss below. The wind howled upward, cold as a blade. The light gave a sudden shiver, as if mocking, with a chill smile, before slowly sinking into the endless dark. The group stood frozen at the brink, lamps in hand, their hearts seizing all at once. They shuddered in unison, only then realizing that one more step would have sent them plunging into the endless abyss. From that night on, the watchmen never again dared to follow the strange fire in the dark. No matter how near it seemed, no matter how much it looked like a companion carrying a lantern, they would only hold their breath, dim their own light, and pray for it to vanish on its own. For they had finally understood. That glow was not guiding the way, but luring souls toward the abyss. Those who followed left behind nothing but scattered footprints in the mud, and names that would never return. Sometimes, the night wind would suddenly carry a strange, twisted laughter, woven into the rustle of the leaves. So faint it was impossible to tell whether it was illusion or someone chuckling in the dark. And always, that laughter came from the very direction where the fire had faded, as if confirming that yet another prey had been led away.